The most spectacular phenomenon is observing the sunrise right over the Yanantin summit during the June solstice. This phenomenon is visible through both openings, but centered in the northern one. We observed it on June 21st, 2014. Observation with the naked eye is possible only in the initial phase of the phenomenon. Once the entire solar disk is above the horizon, its glow is too bright to watch. One can hypothesize that in this particular case, the openings were used not for horizontal, but for gnomonic observation, following a ray of sunlight falling on the back wall of the structure, as we can see it on the picture. Actually, the phenomenon could be observed in this way. We can assume that if the wall was plastered, which was typical in the Inca buildings of this class, such observation could be further aided by specific signs made on it. The existence of similar systems of gnomonic observation is mentioned in some historical sources. The helical rising of the Pleiades could also be tracked through both openings, but mainly through the southern one. This phenomenon was very spectacular at the end of 15th century, when the Pleiades seemed to be climbing in their transition along the southern slope of the Yanantin mountain. Observation of the helical rising of the Pleiades was of great significance for the pre-Hispanic Andean community, including the Incas. The appearance of this group of stars was used to predict the time of the harvest. This practice was described in a number of historical sources. They say of the goats, the Pleiades, that when they approach large, this year we will have abundant crop, and when they come quite small, it is said there will be a great misery. In conclusion, the axis of the northernmost opening is aimed at approximately 21 degrees over the horizon and the azimuth 58 degrees. Corresponding readings for the middle niche opening, the southern one, are approximately 19.5 degrees and 60 degrees. When looking through them perfectly coaxially, both cover approximately 2.5 degrees of the horizon, vertically and horizontally. However, by changing the eye position, the observer can expand the horizontal field of view from 54.5 to 59.5 in case of northern opening, and from 57.75 to 62.25 for the southern one, which is in the middle niche. Could these openings have been used for the observation of other celestial bodies, other than the Sun, the Pleiades, and probably the Moon? Here, we rely on a guesswork, because so far relatively little is known about the Inca sky map and the importance of individual stars. Although the rising of several bright stars was seen through the openings, for example Arcturus, Alpha Boo, or Hamal, Alpha Ari, we cannot be sure whether their observation was of any interest to the Inca priest astronomers. It may be worth noting that farthest north range of sight from the north opening, approximately azimuth 54 degrees 30 minutes, corresponds almost exactly with the position of Venus, rising in the maximum northern declination against a very distinctive rock formation. In addition to this short presentation of Incaracay, or El Mirador, let us quote one of the historical evidence concerning Inca devices for gnomonic observation that had to exist near Cusco. According to the Spanish chronicler Pedro Sarmiento de Gamboa, this was a structure first built as a model of wooden posts that was later erected in stones. The structure was provided with holes for the precise observations of the sunlight in the given moments of the year. Dimensions of the structure, and especially the distance between the observation openings mentioned by Sarmiento de Gamboa, Two varas, which is approximately 1.7 meters, correspond almost exactly with what we found in Incaracay, El Mirador, 1.75 meters. This may be the result of pure coincidence. But there is another possibility, that Incan astronomers have developed a certain model of an observation instrument, reconstructed in different places of the empire, and adapted with modifications to the local conditions.